streets were deserted. In the frozen north, Ereshkigal's dead children spring forth from the underworld, a tide of death. In the thick heat of the south, however, Mother Gaia holds court with life. The streams, the clouds, the animals, all these and more belong to Mother Gaia. And as all the other Novum push forward their own agendas, Mother Gaia pushes her children to commit greater acts of violence. For she will bring civilization and the structure the Novum holds so dear to its knees. If the apocalypse is nigh, it will come howling.
Evangeline wakes in a cold sweat. Suns. They were like two setting suns. His eyes. She blinks in the already thick heat of morning. Just then, rising sunlight shoots through the blinds into her eyes, and she shivers. He's dead, she says out loud. And in the quiet, it sounds like only half the truth. She looks down at her phone and finds a missed call from a number she hasn't heard from in a very long time. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the Liching Hour. Oh, hey, Hep Alien. Thanks for joining. Tonight is the first mission in a brand new book for Apocrypha, the Book of the Animus. We are rejoining Evangeline and Susannah Proctor. They have been kind of laying extremely low the last couple of weeks. It's been taking the East Coast a little while to calm down from the disease outbreaks that kind of ravaged it up and down the coast, and all the chaos that the physicians had caused, all culminating with some kind of incident at the CDC that no one knows quite what happened, including the government. But they're on the lookout for two women who are supposedly there. And to give everything a little bit of context, Evangeline and Susannah killed Celsus, the novum of the physicians, and literally that week, that next day, Frank went to Vegas. And that, we all know, lasted about 4 or 5 days, about a week. And then Zeus and Sam went up north, and that only lasted like 24 hours. So it's only been about a week and a half since Celsus died. The diseases broke out. All the stuff that they had caused has kind of started imploding and getting cleaned up. The Las Vegas stuff happened with the damned, and then Zeus dying, or rather staying in the land of the deathless up north with Ereshkigal. So Evangeline and Susannah were figuring they would lay low as much as just going to motel after motel in small towns in the southern U.S. when Evangeline gets this call, and it's from an old friend, Imogen Cassenberry, who she's an older woman, but about 20 years ago, Evangeline helped her husband pass. To remind us all about Evangeline, affectionately called a sunslinger, her whole life as a saint has been to saint being the kind of somewhat supernatural being that she is. She has spent her specialty is helping people cross from life to death. When someone was dying, she would be there to help them go the right direction and not necessarily a couple of other bad directions. And throughout her life, she had dealt with a few other types of supernatural bad things, but not to the extent that she's had to deal with as of late. With when she joined up with, she found Susannah, and they started going through Susannah's list up the East Coast and just taking out the physicians wherever they could, and all the supernatural shit everything's been heating up. All these the novum, all these different novum causing all these little apocalypses everywhere, trying to be the big one. Susannah was captured. She doesn't really know her past, although Evangeline has figured it out. She's the heiress of a soda company magnate. And but Susannah kind of knows that she had some kind of important life, or not important, but like a much different life than now. But she had gone in for some plastic surgery and didn't come out. And I think, you know what she found out? She found out her father had been part of a deal with the physicians, with her father, and she's blocked that. And anyway, she was taken in and experimented on, and she escaped without her memory, but with just a list of names that she had taken from the facility that she had been in. And then that's when she met Evangeline, and she and Evangeline had went number after number on that list, taking people out and making them the physicians pay. And the last number on the list was where they met Celsus, the CDC. So that all ended, and now they're on the run. Evangeline gets this call from Imogen saying that she needs her help, and that and Evangeline decides that hiding out with Imogen would just be as good. She could trust Imogen. She'd helped Imogen's husband go, and Imogen felt like she owed her. So they ended up on her doorstep, and Imogen lives in St. Charles. And hey, Heroic, thanks for joining, man. Imogen lives on St. Charles in New Orleans in a big old mansion, and Evangeline and Susannah wake up the next day there. She takes them in. Imogen has filled. She lives in a house by herself with. She has a couple of help, but it's way bigger than she needs, and she's filled it with animals like dogs and cats, and there's a couple pigs that run around. What else? Yeah, ducks. And Susannah doesn't know how to take it. She's never been around animals. She, even in her past life, she'd never been. Her parents, very, very rich and very, very sterile people. They would not let her around animals or anything. So she'd never been to a petting zoo. So this is all kind of unfamiliar to her, but she's, the attention that she's getting from the animals isn't going, unliked yet. She hasn't quite figured that out yet, but she doesn't dislike it. Evangeline, she's always been an animal person, and so that's fine. It turns out Evangeline, over breakfast, Imogen tells her, whispers it after breakfast. She takes her out on a porch. She whispers in the broad daylight. They're alone, but she still whispers it. She says, "I'm not crazy. I've seen them." And then Evangeline, this is kind of her. Evangeline and Susannah are saints. They're especially attuned for dealing with supernatural problems, specifically the novum, the 9 novum that each hold a different area of the supernatural around the world. They're fine-tuned for this kind of stuff, and because of everything that's been going on, and the pot is bubbling over, they've had to step up. And so Evangeline knows that something's going on, and she goes, well, what is it? What have you seen? They've come alive. Well, what? the animals. And she points out, and on her lawn, it became a very vogue thing, who knows when, to have animal hedge animals in your yard. And the more you had, the more rich you were. And Imogene's has a couple that she maintains, a bear and a say giraffe. And she goes, the animals. And she's, Evangeline, really? They've come alive? What do you mean? And she's moving around, doing things. I know that's not the position that bear was in last night. Really? So is this every night? Most nights. And Michael's her servant. He does a lot of things around the house for her, cooks for her, fetches her things. He went out the other night. Sometimes he lives. We'll say he lives with her. He went out the other night to go to. There's a lady that works at the Columns, which is a hotel there on St. Charles. He usually walks there, and he hasn't come back. It's been 2 nights. I thought it is a Monday, so I thought maybe he was staying the weekend with her, and he just forgot to tell me, or I feel like something's wrong. So, Evangeline and Susannah, strung out, tired of running, laying low, and they're not built for that, for just laying in a hotel room watching TV. They're ready to get going again. So we start in New Orleans for this mission. It's called the Life and Death in Eden. They are going to take a walk at night to the Columns, which is the manor, and to see if they can't find Michael. And they're going to go at night because they want to see if any of these hedge animals come to life, if what she's saying is true. We don't disbelieve her because we've seen some weird shit. So, Evangeline's going to be going first. Here, I'm going to do this now. We got a couple omens of doom, which is always great. Wishful thinking. Mondrian cell, sparks, and a phylactery. This is a really weird hand. Very esoteric, mind crazy hand. Okay. All right, so in this mission, I've got to, from the hours, I draw. It's kind of going to feel like the same to you. I draw from the omen deck, but I'm actually investigating because there's things in here that aren't omens, but we drew an omen, so now I can just keep going like I usually do. Nexus Manor. At the end of the turn, choose one. Reload 1 relic gift or recycle 1 card. So the phylactery isn't a relic? How is that? Okay. Well, we have to play an Omen of Doom because all I have is 3 Omens of Doom in my hand. Let's do Pain. If I have to use Rage, I gotta trash a Rage die. The highest one to be exact. And we're gonna investigate. Oh boy, look at this. A special Strix. We've met Strixes before. This one is, you can tell by the green border, it came. So, stepping out really quick, the story, whenever you start a new book, you integrate a stack of cards in all the different places, from threats to virtue, gifts, and that kind of thing. So, Evangeline and Susannah, it's a wonderful night. Hot, but great hot Louisiana night. Not too bad. And street's really quiet. It's the kind of street that is typically very quiet. A jogger passes them at one point, and but suddenly it gets cold. They're about getting to. They can see lights up ahead. They're passing some homes that are dark. They see some lights up ahead, which they're assuming is the Columns Hotel. Evangeline hears a flutter first, and let's see, initiate. Bury 1 rage gift if appeasing. Oh yeah, that's another thing about this book. Let's talk about that really quick. So every book has its own little thing, right? Has its own little way of approaching the game. The rules for this chapter, this book, are there's a appeasing and opposing. The novum for this book is Mother Gaia. She's life, basically. It represents everything that is natural on the planet. And from animals to weather to vegetation, that kind of stuff. And we can approach this whole book in two different ways. We can attempt to appease her, or we can her and nature, or we can oppose her and nature. And we have to choose that at the beginning of each mission, whether we're going to appease her or oppose her. We are going to appease her. And that means I have to, okay, there's a couple things I was supposed to do. All right, let's do that. We're going to appease her because we love animals. Pharaoh. I have to find the Omen Natural Beauty, display it, and when I play an Animus gift, I don't have any, so I don't have to worry about that just yet. When I target versus the Animus threat, I can't use rage. Okay. That makes sense. Uh-oh. So I have to look in here. What does Natural Beauty do? Where are you? Okay. Omen Natural. Oh, wait, maybe it's not a... I was assuming it's a new omen, but it might not be actually. Oh, no, it's natural disaster. That's not the same thing. Oh, it could be. Natural... I have some things really grouped up here. Huh. Where would you be? Did I shuffle you in? I hope that's... We're just going to have to go without if that's the case. So I got one other place I can check. Here we go. So what's the deal with that? Why would I put that there? Display the Omen Natural Beauty. Okay. Target win versus the Animus non-true threat. Put it under the allegiance divider. Okay. Sure. All right, we're going to play the best we can without it. Okay, we're appeasing. If appeasing, bury one rage gift instead. What? Oh, everybody. Oh, okay. So basically, everybody else has to bury a rage gift. Well, I don't have a rage gift. She does. Godmother. Bury means it goes under here. They hear the flutter, but not quick enough. And as just not expecting anything more than your regular birds at night leaving a tree, the fluttering, they hear the flutter and it's gone, and then suddenly something's whipping by their heads. And she just barely is able to duck before it just slams it. And it's the same with Susannah, with his claws out, so she can feel its claws go through her hair. And then they both circle around looking at in the dark branches, not seeing it. And then their eyes again, and here it comes again. Yeah, there's a lot of different heroic. There are, yes, each chapter has its own little own things. There's a couple other things in here too. For throwback, something to do with prehistoric, we're going to see some dinosaur shit in this book, which is pretty cool. This is all going to be aliens, animals, and nature. All right, so we initiate. We buried a rage gift. Got it. If we lose, we have to get rid of a tool. Fine. We can't use rage, so it has to be either body or soul. This is Evangeline's turn. We're definitely going to use soul. I had the great pleasure of spending like 3 hours, not last night, but the night before. Actually, it was more like 4 hours of hanging out with Mike Selenker. Heroic, by the way. I at the game convention here in town, I got the chance to hang out with him, like just me and him, and hang out for 3 or 4 hours. And I asked him, like, I had him show me how to do this as a role-playing game, which was cool. And I asked him about Soul because I hadn't, and I wish I had this. And I'm gonna see him if I get a chance to see him tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna take one of these cards and ask him, because what he explained, I was like, well, how do you fictionally figure out soul? And he was like, well, that's how you relate to humans. I'm like, and he had, in the context of what we talked about before, like it was like this cat or something I was dealing with, is like you couldn't talk to the cat. And I'm like, but I want to ask him, like, so I want to fictionally deal with this Strix with soul. I've been using, all these saints have been have discovered this new power. As all the world goes to hell, they've been discovering this new power in themselves that is the light. Yeah. And that has been sold to me, and that's kind of what we're going to do here. Yeah. So, because her soul she's got a 4. This is a resist threat. She has an enduring fragment, whatever level ups, of symbol versus a resist threat. Add 1 bonus die. If it's a deathless, which it is not, add 2. We're going to add a bonus die. Do I want to boost? I think I do. Oh, well. Or I'll wait. Because that phylactery is pretty sweet. We're going to roll these 4. First roll of the game. First roll of the book. We got a demon bird attacking them out of nowhere. Shit got crazy right away. Trash the highest rage. I think we're not using rage. Okay, we don't have nothing over there. Okay. I'm not mutating or anything. Look who doesn't need to mutate. Look who doesn't need to do nothing. Evangeline's the one who kind of started the light for me. Look at her hand. Look at her there. The clues are everywhere. This thing's coming at him fast. She doesn't have any weapons. She doesn't have anything on her. She's taking a walk, right? So she raises up her hands. As she raises up her hands, she sees the eyes of this thing. This is not a normal bird. It's some kind of fell, kind of demonic energy about it, and its eyes. And at that moment, she remembers her dream, and the eyes of the Strix remind her of the eyes that she saw when Zeus visited her in her dream just a few nights ago. Basically, he told her, well, we won't go into the details because I don't know the details yet. She can't remember everything. She just knows that he's dead, and he told her something, and maybe many things. She can't grasp them, but these eyes remind her of his eyes. And when she puts up her hands, she like pushes out with her heart, kind of like something with the eyes of Zeus and the heart, and the eyes of that kind of trigger something in her, and the light matches from her hands, matches the eyes of the bird, and it flashes out, and it shrieks as it kind of bursts into flames and then ash, and it just goes in front of her. Susannah. Well, I don't think Savannah. I keep going to say Susannah. It's not Savannah. It's Savannah, not Susannah. Savannah, have you done? What was that? And eventually, I don't know. I don't think they've done this before. I don't think. No, they hadn't. We started doing this with the Damned book. It was Frank and Gabriella. So they're new to this. They're like, she's looking at her hands going, I don't know what that was. What was that? And Savannah points to I don't know. And suddenly the night doesn't feel so warm. The moon comes out. All sound in the neighborhood stops. And there eventually pulls her coat closer. So let's keep going. We did not lose. She beat this thing. It's gone. We're going to pass the turn over to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to pass the turn over to Savannah. Savannah's got some fun stuff. Let's see. She's got Parasite, Extra Shot. That's for healing. Plague Mask. Always fun. The Trank Bone Saw. Sweet. And a Wolfram Cube. Good old Wolfram Cube. So this is all right. We're going to... Another thing I'm forgetting. Allegiance stuff. When versus an Animus non-true threat, put it under the Allegiance divider. Okay, this was a non-true threat. Animus, we're going to put it under the Allegiance divider. Haha, I remembered something. Haha! Okay. Savannah. We have to encounter the top card of this. Oh, Poverty. She has no omen, so we got to play... Oh, hold on. We got to reload one relic gift or recycle one card. Do we have a relic? She doesn't have any relics, so she's got to recycle something. This being Evangeline. We're going to recycle one of the omens. This one. Okay, recycle means put it underneath the deck. All right. Okie dokie. Pokey. All right. Poverty. The night feels dark and full of terrors. And evaluate versus a gift. Trash the highest die. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, another Animus card. Maybe Ruse. Elixir. So, they find themselves in front of the hotel. It's a Victorian style manor, kind of set back, and there's a walkway and there's little tables and stuff. The porch lights are on. There's nobody. They hear tinkling inside, come from the wind. Might be wind chimes. The tables are. It looks like there might have been people actually sitting at the tables out there, but there's no one now. In fact, it feels a little empty, and maybe a tiny bit eerie. Let's see if Savannah notices a bottle of something sitting on one of the tables. Let's see. She's pretty good in both body and soul. When soul meets body. But 9 is pretty awesome. So she's got a 3 in soul. And charm. She does not have charm. Or conjure. No, she does not have conjure. I'm just going to throw these 3 dice and see what happens. Oh, wait. Evaluate versus a gift. Yes, I have to trash the 6. And I got a 1 and a 2. So she does not notice She does not notice this. Womp womp. That's okay. That's okay. She doesn't have another omen, so... Right. So we're going to pass that back over too. So they walk up the drive, the little sidewalk, the little walkway up, and go up on the porch, and are about to enter in. The doors are open. There's a set of double doors that are open to reveal the interior of the main room or the check-in area, like, of the house. It's more like a dining / front desk kind of area. Evangeline is going to draw a horror show. Sweet. But she's going to play an Omen of Doom Curiosity. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Savannah's got to do this. Reload relic. Does she have a relic? Nobody has relics. All right, so she's got to recycle 1 card. This one. All right. Or recycle. Okay. Cannot play powers to avoid during this investigation. Okay. So, this is interesting. They enter in, and the front desk slash cafe kind of area is just as eerily empty as the outdoor area. The lights are on. There's plates on tables, used plates on tables, but there's no one around. There's faint music coming, classical kind of playing faintly, and the ladies are looking around, and Evangeline clears her throat to call out, "Hello," when they hear this rustling. The rustling sounds like a tree being dragged across the floor, like dragging a Christmas tree or something. And they turn, and there's a serpentine. It's surreal because it looks, the serpentine like bush comes winding its way out from behind them from a different room on the floor at first, and then it kind of goes up. And as it kind of goes up, she realizes the head kind of looks like a serpent, and then it opens its maw, and there are branches and sharpened branches and stems and shit and roots like in its jaws that look like teeth as it kind of opens. And it looks like it's gonna swallow her just like a snake would. A living sculpture. So imagine this comes out. It's big, really big. It kind of rears its head up, and it's about 10 feet off the ground, coming down on her and opening up wide. We are going to. All right. So we are. Anything about we are facing an animus threat. You cannot target rage. Got it. Okay. Okie dokie pokey. Avoid. You cannot avoid it. Fine. We don't want to. Win. Draw one new gift matching your highest virtue. Sweet. Could either do body or soul. We're gonna do soul because she's got a 4 in soul. Evangeline gets all A's in soul. All right. 13. I don't want to mutate. One thing I can do in this mission, one special power for the mission is during this phase right now, I could have Susannah face this thing instead of Evangeline, but Evangeline's pretty well suited for these. I don't want to. I want to try not to mutate, because mutating always makes things so much more difficult. I think we're good. I think what she's going to do is she's going to use these sparks to boost her soul or add a bonus die. And then we're going to roll these. And a 13. Okay, that's not good, but it's okay. We have Evangeline's going to play this phylactery. It's a holy gift, which means she can decrease the cost. During evaluate, which is what we're doing right now, we can flip one die. Flip this one or this one to a 6. And then instead of discarding, she can recycle it because of her own special power. That goes under her deck. So that's 15, and that's much better. All right, so her first thought, she thinks really quick because she, once again, they weren't prepared at all for the level of fucked upness that has occurred. They didn't think going for this walk. I mean, we got Imogene saying that she's seen things moving, and that one guy disappeared. So they go for a walk, and suddenly devil bird and giant snake bush thing. So she wasn't feeling as prepared. So she kind of goes to put her hands up again, but in her mind she's like, it's a beautiful bush, right? But she's not quite sure. She doesn't sense. They're kind of fine-tuned, the saints, for feeling evil intent, and supernatural from the people from or things that come from a darker reality. And this doesn't feel like that at all. She's not getting any of that kind of vibe. So her first thought, and it's crazy that she even thinks that, but her first thought is like, I don't want this thing to burst into flame and ashes. I don't want to do that. So she puts up her hands and then she kind of goes wide, and she's hoping that something that she's not sure what she's gonna want to do. She's backing up, and trying to figure out if she wants to run, and then she feels the warmth up her arms. She feels like all of a sudden, like through grace, she's able to summon this kind of energy in her. She's not sure what it's gonna do. As this snake thing comes down, and she grabs it around. She like hugs it. It comes down, and it's good. It's intending to swallow her. It opens its mouth. It goes down. She's all of a sudden inside it. When it comes down and on her though, her arms are out, and she reaches up and she grabs it, and the light comes up and bursts around her arms and out her head, and it kind of goes up in, and the intent of her heart. Suddenly the bushes stop moving. It stops moving. Instead of bursting the flames or anything like that, it just stops. And she's breathing inside. Her arms are out a little bit like this, and it's all around her body. It almost went all the way down, and it stopped. And there's a few minutes of breathing, and suddenly she can hear rustling, and Susannah suddenly pops up. She pulls some stuff apart. She's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, has it stopped?" She's like, I think it's just I think it's gone back to being a regular bush is what's happened. So she helps, Susannah helps Evangeline out, and sure enough, the bush has returned to being just an inert bush. They walk around to follow it, and its body goes around into another room. It's like a parlor, and upstairs. They're looking at it, and it goes up, snakes up these stairs, and then disappears into the second floor. Draw one new gift matching your highest virtue, which is soul. So we're going to draw this. As she was coming out of the bush, she notices something sparkling, like twinkling, like a light twinkling off something, silver, and there's a bracelet attached to, like, caught in some of the branches, and she never says, "Don't look a supernatural gift in the mouth," or something along those lines. So she takes it. So now we have this charm bracelet, and I'm not going to play another. Oh wait, are these closing? Can I close with these? Minion A, hold on. Let me see, can I? What is? We go to Sanctify. Sweet. Okay. All right. Sanctify. Discard one random card. Psh, done. Okay. So sanctifying means we can leave this. We're discarding an Omen of Doom horror show. So the ladies go upstairs following the hedge thing. As they get upstairs, they find it gets a bit bigger, and it's wound itself into another room, and then they realize it's not wound itself into another room. It's actually coming from a window on the second floor through a balcony out from behind the house. It had kind of literally snaked its way into the house that way. And as they're up there looking out the window, Susannah says, "There." And they see out on the front side a man walking out of the house down the path, and he stands at the end of the sidewalk for the street, and they can't tell what he's doing. It looks like at first that he's like trying to decide which way to go, But then when he turns and the way they see his face, they see something about it that doesn't seem like he looks more like he's sleepwalking than he does that he's actually consciously doing anything. And he starts moving on, and he fits the description that Imogene gave them of her Michael. And he takes a right and he's heading down the street. So Savannah goes to try to call out and decides not to, and they come rushing downstairs and go out. When they get to the sidewalk, they turn. He had moved really quickly, and he's much farther down, and so they go off after him, and he takes them on a. They find themselves at a park overlooking the Mississippi. Okay, that's done. A big, like, normal kind of like dog, but not normal. It's just a big open grassy area on the shore of the Mississippi. There are a couple of what do you call them? I can't think of the word. Little hut things, gazebos. There's a couple of gazebos right on the river that they can see. It's full. It's a big, large moon, so they can see pretty well. And there's street lights too. They had saw him go down and turn after a couple turns this way and that way. They were able to keep him in sight. But then when he got here, he kind of disappeared. And they're looking around the park. They don't really see where he went. They don't know if he kept walking. It is. I'm going to reset her hand. And we're going to pass it over to Savannah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got to deal with this first. Omen of Doom extravagance. Okay. If it's a gift, avoid it, then investigate again. Okay. All right. For the park, win versus a soul gift. Recycle the gift. Car crash set to music. Aleph, the golem, the first golem, the novum of the golems, which is every AI, every device that we own and use, is his playground. Is watching. We've known that he was watching Sam and Zeus. We know he was in Vegas watching, and now we know he's here in New Orleans watching. Everywhere there's a saint, Aleph is watching. Or in this instance, it might not be Aleph. It might be most likely one of his more sinister children that is ignoring the pact that we made with the golems, that they would hold off until the other apocalypses were avoided or averted. Yes, this is most likely, and one of the AI there's only a couple of them that refuse to recognize the pact and see the saints as some kind of threat. Evaluate when flipping dice, flip matching dice. Okay. Terminate. Okay. All right. So they're standing there. They're looking, still pretty quiet night. They hear a car coming from behind them. And they turn, and to see it, she just kind of, it sounds like it's getting closer. And they're scanning for Michael when, out of the corner of Evangeline's eyes, she looks back, and that car is coming right at them. Like literally driving. It's she's not sure if it's going to park. She's right in front of a parking lot, so it could be, it's like it's whipping around the parking lot, and then it's driving straight at them, and she's not sure if it's just going to park. But they start kind of splitting up anyway. We're gonna do body. Wait, who is this? Wait, this is Savannah, isn't it? This is Savannah, yeah. Susannah notices the car too, obviously. All right, her body is 3. She doesn't hack and resist. She has resist too, so that's pretty awesome. She can use this enduring fragment over here, the symbol versus a resist threat, to add a bonus die, so that's pretty sweet. So we have 6 bonus dice. 6 dice for a 13. That's really not that bad. Do I want to mutate? No. That's the answer. No. I could at least boost the body. All right, we're gonna boost her body with the plague mask. So that evens it up to a 7 dice. Holy crap. She expertly dives and rolls out of the way. She, thinking quickly, Susannah runs over a little bit, and sure enough, the car comes, adjusts to come right at her. And so, thinking quickly, Susannah runs over just a little bit more, and then waits for the right moment, and it jumps out of the way, and it cruises past her and runs into one of this. Crap. She doesn't see. This is the weird part. She doesn't see anybody in the driver's seat, which freaks her out. And it goes just past the gazebo and into the Mississippi. So she's got to make a body. So she dove and rolled, and we got to make sure she didn't get hurt in the process. Both of them have to do it. So we'll do Susannah first. Her body's 3. Resist is 2. So this 3 is definitely 8. And then Susannah has to roll 2. She doesn't have resist or... Alright, so Evangeline ran too in the opposite direction. Even though the car wasn't coming for her, she trips and falls and hurts herself a bit. She got to suffer body damage, which means she has to discard that card. We don't know what the car's about. They rush over to the shore to look at the car, and Evangeline, out of breath, should we go in and did you see a person driving? And Susannah just goes, there was no person driving. No. They listen and try to decide. Evangeline is trying to decide if she wants to dive in. Is there somebody that could use their help? Maybe it was a drunk driver. But if Susannah says, no, there was no one driving it. There was no one in there. I could see in the front seat there was no one in it. Well, driverless cars are a thing, Evangeline says. Maybe this was a coincidence. Maybe not. Okay, Susannah's going to draw up 3. Ooh. Okay. And we're going to pass that turn over to Evangeline. Evangeline has to encounter this. Oh, look at that. One of hope. We got some hope finally. Investigate. Lower the cost to play soul gifts by 1. All right, and this is in symbol using body, add 1 bonus die. All right, we're pretty set up for... Holy shit! Freaks out Evangeline. Whoa! As she turns, and standing at the shore, a little further down from them, watching the car sink, he looks over, is probably a homeless man, or at least somebody who hangs out at parks late at night by himself, and looks like he's drunk. Holy shit, man. What do you think? Who do you think that guy was? Soul gift. Investigate. Lower the cost of plague soul gifts by 1. Okay. Let's see if Evangeline can talk to him to see if he saw Michael. So she is definitely gonna, and her charm is 1, so it's party. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? No, wait, this doesn't work like that. Where's the whole trash? I'm kind of really surprised that just took such a crap with 3 1s. What the hell? So she goes over. She said, "Excuse me, have you seen?" He goes, "What the?" And then he stumbles and then turns away from her and stumbles over to the gazebo and puts his hand on the table and starts puking. And Evangeline's like, "Okay, he's too far gone to be of any help here." Not very hopeful. But we're passing the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. All right. Savannah. Omen of Doom, Pain. Or Omen of Doom, Trauma. Let's do this. Gotta trash the high some rage die. Don't plan on using rage much. Rage. Mr. Anderson. Extra razor blades. Let's see. Oh, of course. Yeah, right. Okay, well, she's got mind. Let's see. I'm going to roll this. I'm just going to roll this to see what happens. Nothing fancy. Okay, so Savannah noticed something drop out of this guy's pocket or drop out of his hand as he goes over and is puking. And we don't know what he was doing with it. Maybe he was cutting himself some stuff with them, but it's a little packet of razor blades for his drugs. She's gonna take that. Hippity hoppity, this is my property. Okay. She has another omen that we could play. We're not 1, 2, 3. Well, might as well because we're gonna have to recycle a card anyway. And damn it, trauma. Oh, shit, it's all over here. Excuse me. Hello. These guys appear. I think every book, these guys appear in some really weird situation. Usually maybe at night, out of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere. Hello. Hi. Ted Powers. Nice to meet you. I want to think of a good reason why this guy is here. Was he in the car? Does he come? Oh, crap. Everybody see me? Uh-oh. I'm having some connection problems. Doesn't matter to you, YouTuber. Let's see. Sorry, I'm seeing if the connection's going to go back. I don't know if you guys are seeing me live or not. Okay. Internet is working. So what's going on? Okay. You guys see me? I'm back. Nothing's happened. Still trying to figure out how the Gladhanders fellow enters this scene. We got a drunk man puking night. The car just came in, almost missed them, almost hit them, went sinking into the Mississippi. That's when lights go on. That's when suddenly headlights go on. It startles them a little bit, and they look over, and parked a little further back in the parking lot is a black Escalade. And the lights come on, and it starts up, and then a guy gets out, and he's like fixing himself, and the ladies see another head in the car kind of pop up, a woman or something, a man or a woman, they can't tell. Another person's in the front seat. And he comes out, and he gets out, he was like, "Oh, hello there." Yeah. He he comes over. He wants, "Can I help you? Is there, everything's all right?" He says, with his mouth, but Evangeline sees something else in his eyes. He's a very important man that doesn't want to be caught out here with this, whatever just happened. So Evangeline is going to connect with him on a human level. She's got one charm. This is it's not animus threat, so it doesn't matter. We're gonna roll with this. Oh wait, that's okay. So that's Savannah's hand. This is gotcha. Do we want to boost? I'm going to go ahead and, because we rolled terribly in the last one, I'm going to boost her soul with the bowline. I remember when we got that, it feels like yesterday. But it's been 2 whole books since we played these guys. All right, here we go. Nice. What's the omen? Increased damage. We don't got no damage. This ain't no damage. Evangeline's smiles right back at him, gives him the same exact alligator smile that he's used to. And she says, "I have no idea who you are, and we do not need any of your help, and we're just passing through." The way she says it and what she says kind of gets through to him, and he, good. And he turns and he gets back in his Escalade and drives off. That was a discard, right? Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Passing it over to Savannah, who draws up an omen of hope, sweet release. Is there something about these? Investigate, flip it, and evaluate. Trash any number of dice to heal that number, then slot this omen. Oh, that's what this is. Okay. It's one of those things. It's a crazy new omen. Let's play it. Oh, yeah. As they're watching this guy drive off, Savannah turns to once again look around the park to see if they can find Michael, right? And she sees down to the shore, further along, we're past where the Escalade was, along the shore, she sees a shadow detach from a what she's assuming is a copse of trees, small copse of trees, or maybe just one tree. It kind of separates itself and is moving along the bank. So she alerts Evangeline, hey, there. And so they start working their way towards it. As they get closer, it turns out it's not a tree, but a topiary sculpture. This one of an elephant. They're a little surprised to see it here because this isn't the kind of park that would have that kind of thing. And it's surprised to see them too. And it's moving. It turns to them and a rustle of leaves and branches. Crack, 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 crack. These things are very loud when they move around. This is Savannah's turn. Okay, so Savannah can do body on this one. I think she's going to. Yeah. Okay. Her body's 3. She does not have sense. But if she... Man, ooh, that's a good one. This is pretty good. So she's going to discard the extra shot to boost her body. And it's got resist, and her resist is 2. So, booyah. I've managed to not mutate at all this game so far, and I like it. I like that. I like everything about that. We're gonna roll with this. She only needs a 13. Yeah. Oh my gosh, have I been rolling fantastic, dude. And evaluate, trash any number of dice to heal that number. I'm not gonna do it. I only got 1 card in my discard, and I don't want to slot this omen. Well, I guess I could. Here, I'll ditch 1. I got 1 card. I'm gonna heal that 1 card, and then slot this omen. So I have open slot. Then, so she, Savannah, this thing kind of turns towards them, and then it starts moving, kind of rumbles, coming right at Savannah. And Savannah starts moving away from it, and it starts chasing her, but she starts moving towards the river, thinking that she's going to try to do what she did with the car. Trick it to run into the river. It's going to take more than that, though. Because she gets close to the river, it's coming at her, and then she goes to move, and it's not like a car. It's not going to go running into the river as easily. So as it gets kind of close to her, she doubles back, and she runs as fast as she can, and she just puts her whole body into, literally using body, into the side of it. And she's a little worried that she would go into it and fall with it, but it's solid enough that she could feel it. She does hit it, and it's solid enough for her to push it, and it tumbles, and then tumbles into the river, and they can see it kind of waving its trunk as it starts floating down into the river, out into the middle, and then sinking down. And they wait for a minute. Well, actually, they don't wait. They start moving because they don't want to see if this thing's going to crawl out of the river or not. Okay, so that was a discard. And she gets to draw 1 new gift. Did we do that before? For the last one? Look at that. Savannah has the same number in all 4 virtues, so we can pick whatever she wants. Well, we're not going to be using a lot of rage stuff. Let's do another body. No, that's not body. Oh, some snakeskin boots. Oh, fancy. Yeah, so we could just say that those fell out of the bush as she hit it and pushed it into the river. Some boots fell out. Maybe something it had ingested, a poor lady. Or a man. I mean, a poor person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This she is good to go. Time to pass the turn over. Wait, hold on. We can hold on. We are going to sacrifice one omen. Oh, come on. Oh, anybody can do that. Yes. Anybody? Oh, come on, man. We don't have any omens. Do we have? Neither one of us has omens. We want to clear this. We want to sanctify this. Is there anything that will give us an omen? Okay. Can I sacrifice this one that I slotted? I'm going to say yes. So she had slotted this in her halo, which is all the cards around the player portrait. Technically, I have it. This is sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice this. And they start following. After the elephant goes into the river, they see the trunk, they turn, and in the moonlight, they can see a dark shadow moving along the banks. They head off towards it, hoping it's Michael and this man, whoever this man is. They find themselves in a bit more populated area. This is the Aquarium of Americas. It's an aquarium. It's a very large building. They have it's kind of park and then kind of just rough shore, and then suddenly it's more like parking lots and a pier, and that kind of territories in it that they're entering into. And still the figures moving ahead of them. They haven't been able to gain a lot of ground. Okay, so that was her, and we cleared it. She got her matching gift. Now we're at the zoo. The zoo is confront. During the confront step, reload one new threat into a random other nexus. Okay. Whatever you say, bruh. This is Evangeline. She has to deal with this, whatever this is. Omen of doom, pain. It's the only omen we got. Evaluate, trash the highest rage die. No, don't mind if I do. I will take that omen. And we immediately draw again. Grover. Look at this. I'm an int. A really pissed off int. Okay. Here's your biodiversity action plan. Right. They hear, as they're entering this area, as they're moving out of more of like natural shoreline to pavement and parking lot, as they're leaving, kind of moving up out of there, they hear this ripping out of the ground. Literally sounds like ripping, and they both turn expecting to see, like, I don't know, a bear topic, a bear thing, or a hedge or whatever, but instead it's a large oak that they were passing. No, a weeping willow, pulling itself out by the roots, swinging its leaves, what is that? The vine leaves kind of thing, as it rips out and starts moving towards them. Its leaf vines kind of moving up, swaying a little unnaturally out from it, expanding it, making it look really huge looking and frankly terrifying. Evangeline. Oh, this is confront. Great. Can I flip this? Is there anything I can do to flip this? Flip your omen? I mean your nexus? No. Boo. Okay. So we need to do what? Reload one new threat into a random other nexus. Alright, let's grab a new threat. And reload means it goes right on top. So, yep, there we go. New. Great. Okay. Anything else I have to worry about is just during damage. I have to trash the hash rage die. We're not going to use rage because we can use body, mind, or body or mind. We're going to use soul. She's gonna try to stop this with her light. Conjure. She doesn't. Oh crap! Evangeline has conjure 2. Let's conjure this. Look at that. Haha. She can boost it. 3 surge gifts. 3 surge gifts. Sergio. Huh. Did I just say I had 3 or just a 1? She's gonna discard this to boost her soul. Then that's it. We need a 15. Maybe this is one of the ones. Okay, we're gonna mutate. We're gonna roll, see which mutation it is. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's terrifying. That's typically not that bad of one. We're gonna roll a 1. Oh wait, hold on. Mutate. Add 1 mutation die and then trash the lowest die. Okay, that's Savannah's thing. So we're gonna roll another one. We got a 5 and a 1. We're gonna trash the lowest one of the 5. We have to reload 1 card. That means she just needs to put one of these cards on top of her deck, which she does. Okay, good. We're mutated, which means now Savannah can help and let her re-roll 3 of these. Don't need it. Trash the hash rage die. We don't need that. We've got 16. This is only triggers of damage and losing. It's going to go in the allegiance thing. So this thing moves quicker than they're expecting. And Evangeline looks back at the parking lot, and it would be easier to run. And who knows if this thing would come following them on the pavement. But then again, we can't leave this. Hey, McTeddy, how's it going? Thank you very much. 4 months of this, find a new game. I only have like 50 more missions, only got 50. We're gonna hug a tree. I'm doing great. I had a really good playtesting day today, and I've got an idea for a new show that I'm gonna work out over the next couple weeks. Heroic. Evangeline is going full tree hugging. The light worked to drain the life out of the snake bush. So she thinks, well, maybe I can do that here. So she's going to try it. Savannah watches and with slit eyes, ready to rush in and get violent if she needs to. But Evangeline lets this thing come crushing towards her, and its branches, it's a weeping willow, so all of its kind of vine leaves come whipping around and wrap around Evangeline, and she lets it get to a certain point, and she can feel the light inside her just waiting for her to let it go, and she does, and it kind of bursts out really quick, and the vines, she feels them loosen, but they don't unroll, they just go that's what it feels, the wave of this, like, and the vines don't tighten, they just relax, although they don't unwind, but the tree stops, and now this tree is like half on the pavement, and roots are kind of out, splayed out on the pavement. The other roots are on the other side on the grass, so it's going to look really weird to whoever comes in or comes there in the morning. but it's done. And again, once again, Susannah is ripping off leaves and getting towards getting Evangeline out. I gotta check out Nemesis. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Grover is done. Grover. It's gonna go into the allegiance. We appeased Mother Gaia. And we can move on. We need to flip that so we don't keep... Oh, right. We're going to do that here. She's going to go again. She's going to play an Omen of Hope, though. Flip this sucker over. And confront. Decrease your damage to 0. Don't mind if I do. How many of these guys are there? Seriously, did I just reshuffle him back in or something? Or is it really the second one? Nope, that's the second one. I almost want this guy to come back. Like, Alright, so win versus a non-true threat. Draw a new body gift. Oh, really? Interesting. So, the politician, whoever it was, important person that they had just met, maybe 20 minutes ago, had pulled away with his escort. And he's super paranoid. Been sitting in that truck doing cocaine with the hooker and doing whatever. Missed the whole car thing, just rushing by them, almost hitting these women. Just came up to see the car going into the Mississippi, and the drunk dude, and thought he'd get out of the car and see what was going on. And then he's like hitting himself. He's like, "Why did I do that? Why did I do that?" He showed my face. And so he's coming back with a little drugged out, a little bit of murder on his mind, maybe a little bit of, not so much murder as much as maybe he'll pay him off or threaten these ladies, just a couple of women. He's just scare them. That's his thought. He's going to scare these women. Not a good idea, brother. Not a good idea. Yeah, no kidding. Can I destroy these cards permanently? I would try. Actually, I could. It's easy. I would just cut them up. So these cards I was telling you about, heroic. So Mike gave me. We're on first name basis now, Mike. Mike Selinker gave me these contract poison cards. He signed it, and there's 20 powers that this card could have, 20-ish. And each one for a different person who helped make the game. And he gave me a bunch of them when he signed them. And the more of the signatures you get, the more of the powers are attributed to this card. And he gave me a bunch of them to give out. I think I'm going to do that. Not now, though. I'm going to do that in a future episode. They're pretty sweet, kind of collectible things. Everybody from Patrick Rothfuss to like Jerry Holkins and the Penny Arcade guy. And Liz Spain, all these other people that helped develop it. So that's cool. I'm going to see if I can't knock out a few of those at Gen Con. The signatures this coming year. All right, so anyway, so this guy stops his Escalade, gets out with a little bit of, I'm going to stop this woman, this Evangeline, and he didn't get a chance to look at Susannah, but she did look like a very rough-looking individual from he felt bad for her kind of stance. Another bad assumption on his part. Evangeline, this is Evangeline's turn though, right? That's who, yes, it is. She's going to use Soul again and Charm. And she's going to let this guy know that he needs to back up. He needs to stop. Just We're going to roll these. Yes. Evangeline, she sees this guy, same guy, come back, and she puts the whole, oh shit, did I summon, we summoned the Hammerman. I don't know what combination of words I did, dude, but yes. Oh, thank you. It was McTeddy. Talk to him. He summoned you. Welcome, Hammerman. Thanks for joining. So Evangeline sees it and knows the story immediately. I mean, she could tell what this guy was probably doing in his Escalade anyway. So when he comes up, she immediately locks him in her eyes, because she's a very charming person, and she locks eyes, and she very quietly, very firmly, she explains to him that she gives zero fucks about who he is, and has other business, and he needs to get out of their way, and he needs to go home and sleep off whatever it is that's going on. And she says it in such a way, and on how she delivers it, that he feels suddenly like ashamed, and like, yes ma'am, yes, absolutely ma'am. Gets back in his car, and they do not see him the rest of the night. You're out. She's gonna draw up. Can't help with the nails. All right, let me clean up the space. Passing it over to Susannah, Unana, who deals with Omen of Doom, Deviltry. There are 8 minions in this Omen deck, and I have not yet met one, which makes the game go by faster, but it's coming. Omen of Doom, Deviltry. All right, we're going to play this. She's got to recycle 1 random card. And there we go. And I'll see what's up. Oh, wait. Damn, it flips this back over. Boo. Boo. Okay. I don't know how she sees this. We'll see. We'll roll 3 mind. Her 3 mind. And 7, 8. Oh, she makes it. Okay. As they're making their way across the parking lot now, following the... they almost lost him. He went underneath the pier, or that would suggest there's a beach. But he didn't go underneath the pier. He went past the pier, and they could barely make him out. So they're trying to get past the tree, and the glad-hander slowed him down a little bit. But as she's walking as fast as she can, she looks down and something catches her eye, or it hits her foot, and she kicks it and goes sliding. It happens to be a deck of cards. An odd deck of cards, that is. Second 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have anything else to play, so that was her turn. Savannah does not draw a minion. She draws an Omen of Doom feedback, which we have to play. Flipping the Doom, investigate. Trash the highest mind die. Wait. No, that was just a tree. Okay. Oh, she picks this up automatically. And she's going to play it. Evaluate trash 1 die for each die you reroll. Huh. As they're approaching, as they're making their way across the parking lot in front of the, behind, really, the aquarium, the big aquarium building, they have the river on the right and the aquarium on the left. And in this parking lot, there happens to be another car. And as they get closer, it's like an SUV, not a Cadillac, but it's an SUV. And there's people all whisper. They see like a group. And Evangeline's hoping as they get closer, that's just like maybe kids smoking pot or something. But as they get closer, one of the person's turns is definitely an adult, all 4 adult males. They look out, and as she gets over, the one looks out, and then others look out, and they got weird, like, why are you here kind of looks in their eyes. So Evangeline's going to try to just smile and wave and keep moving. She's got 4 soul and charm. Shouldn't be a problem. Oh, was I supposed to do... Wait, hold on. I feel like... there was like a virtue that... or a gift that... Oh, well. Maybe it was for the tree that maybe Susannah was supposed to get. Oh, well. It's great. This is 14, which isn't enough to do this part. Win by 4+, choose one, investigate again. We didn't. But she smiles and waves. They stare at them as they go by and then go back to their whatever it is they're doing in that car. Conspiratorizing. Conspiratorizing. 6. All right. She's good. End of her turn. Passing it over to Susannah. I knew it. Okay. So they get past this car. As they're moving, she hears the. This time it's almost like it's a wind. It's not such a jarring sound as it was the last couple of times they heard this. But she happens to look over, and it's like shadows have started growing up off this seawall. There's like a seawall that there's a pier and like a seawall. It has the Mississippi right there, and growing up out of that are these long vines. This one, yeah, well, they could be something. What could they be? A fit? No. They're just gonna be vines right now. Big, thick vines are growing up off the seawall, rising up behind the seawall, and shooting out to wrap around her. Everything's rising up to stop them from following this guy. I wonder why. Is it Bonesaw time? I think it's Bonesaw time. Alright, so we'll do body. Bonesaw. We're going to discard that to boost the body. Boost the body. Boost. Oh, here you are. Come here. Come here, you. Alright. She hack and strike. She has strike 1. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is sense. But yeah, strike 1. Okay. And symbol when using charming or sensing. No. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, she did get that gift because she got these snakeskin boots. We did it. I did it right. I am going to a symbol when charming or sensing. I'm going to use this to actually sense. No, wait. That doesn't work because she doesn't have it. She has to have it. Never mind. So, Bonesaw. Bonesaw. I feel like we need to mutate. We're going to do that. 3. This thing is rock solid. I rolled 2 dice. Get rid of the lowest one. Good. 4. Roll 1 die. If the result is greater than their mind and study, which is 4. They reload their rage gifts. Nope. It's all good. Okay. So Evangeline's going to be able to help reroll 2 of these. What the? This is like the 3rd time tonight, man. Or 4th time I've rolled triple 6s. Not that I'm complaining. Quicker than this thing, these vines can whip around her. She's got the bone saw out and she's cutting them. She's with horrifyingly solid and efficient. And there's if this thing could scream, you'd hear it in a rustle of leaves and stuff. But it pulls back and then slithers back down from behind the seawall. She's going to draw a mind gift this time, because it's Mystic Portal. The wondrous you know. You know for kids. Alright, she's going to take that. And this buddy gets discarded. Alright. Now she's got to... What's she got to do? Reload a card in order to... If you... Wait. Oh, it's here. What can she do to investigate? Must recycle one card to investigate. Okay, she definitely wants to investigate. She's going to recycle this card to do... So, the figure, thankfully, the person they're following has stopped. They see the shadow of him ahead. Getting past the vines, they keep moving, walking, and as they approach, they see that the shadow is two shadows. And they can't tell if these people are embracing, although it feels like they might be, the way they're kind of together. As they get closer, sure enough, there is an embrace going on, but the thing that, and it is Michael, or at least the person they were following, but what's embracing him isn't necessarily what they would have expected. It's woman-like, woman head, but there's more than arms wrapping itself around him. It's almost as if they're all these different mini appendages are wrapping around him and pulling him in to itself. That's the impression that Evangeline, he looks like he's being slowly devoured. And when they get up close, the woman, they can tell it's a woman because her head whips up and stares at them and stops. And they hear him moaning, just kind of, oh. It can't tell if it's like in pleasure or pain. And then all of a sudden it starts again. It's like everything had stopped, and then all of a sudden she starts pulling him in faster as Evangeline and Susannah come running up. We have to raise the cost of charm gifts by 2. Okay. This is Evangeline's turn, right? No, this is Savannah's turn. Yeah, because she just trank Bonesawed that. Okay, so we can use mind, soul, or we can't use rage because we're appeasing. Well, I get. I got a lot of mind stuff. Okay. Evangeline would help more. We're going to mutate this, and Evangeline would be able to, if we use mind, we'll be able to reroll more. So we're going to use mind. We're going to mutate first. Number 4. This Venus man-trap is a primitive thing. She's old, very, very old, and hasn't been awakened in a long, long time. And Mother Gaia is just now starting to wage war upon man and humanity, and starting to call up her old generals that had caused a lot of trouble for man and over the centuries and millennia. One's the Venus man-trap. So we're going to roll 2 dice here for mutating. Get rid of the 2, 3. Discard 1 hack, mind, or tool gift. You're a tool. Oh, heck. Mind or tool. Alright, I'm going to sacrifice this. Oh, wait. Sacrifice? Hold up. Discard. Okay. Not sacrifice. Completely different concept. Alright, so she's going to use her mind. Okay. And she's going to boost her mind with the marked deck. And then we're going to use a Wolfram Cube, a symbol versus a mutated card, recycle to add 1 body die. Either one of these has resist. No, but strike or study. This one has study. We can use that. Okay, so her study is 1. All right, we have 6 dice. We needed 15, and I'll leave them for now. And wait, she's got something. A symbol versus a threat using mind. Bury 1 gift, add 2 body dice. Look at that. The Night Autopsy. So she's just got to bury one of these cards. That's not. It's a discard. Sure, we'll bury this one. Snakeskin boots. There's a snake in my boot. All right, 2 body dice. Boom. All right, we're gonna re-roll 3 of them. So that's fun. Where are my 3 6s at? It's bullshit. We're gonna have to re-roll something here. Well, actually, no. Right? Oh, well, if things get bad, I could. If things get bad, I could do that. Oh, well. Or she could play the phylactery and discard to flip 1 die. Let's do that. It's going to flip this 1 to a 6. All right. 6. All right, so she's going to outthink this thing. I don't know quite how she's going to outthink it. The first thing I would think that she would do, the best thing I can think of her doing, is rushing up, grabbing the 2 of them, and swinging them around. Unless, chat, any thought on using your mind in the situation that she's in right now? So they come upon this woman thing devouring this man on the edge of on the Mississippi. There's a seawall right there, so she could threaten to throw them off. Let them go, or I'm going to push you both into the river. Okay, Savannah's a very Savannah's got nowadays, she didn't have this before her experimentation, the stuff that she got put through, but now because of the experimentation the physicians did on her and all that she's been through, she's got this very savage is a tough word, very strong presence that borderlines on savagery and the other things that come to mind when you look at her. So when she speaks in a certain way, it definitely she definitely conveys this sense of physical kind of she just looks like a badass. And when a scary badass, when it swings more towards scary than it is like cool badass. And when she says, I'm going to dump you both into the river if you don't let him go, even this thing believes her. And with reluctance, it starts letting him go. And almost like a sick, like, he comes, and you can see that some of the things are like pulling out of his skin. And he moans again and falls to his knees. And Evangeline runs in to grab him. And that while she's doing that, the woman thing turns and flees up the away, just down the side of the river, leading the direction they had been heading as fast as she can. We know where she's going. This is pretty much closed up now. So they Evangeline helps the man up. They don't want to let this thing leave and get away, though. He's asleep. He's unconscious. I hate to do it, but we're gonna leave him. We're gonna leave him on the side of the and chase after her. All right, so that was a bunch of hold on. These were all discards. I had to add a new threat to this, by the way. Because of that last nexus. Evangeline sets him down. Oh, we really don't want to do this. Susannah, swearing a little under her breath, picks him up and puts him across their shoulders, and they start heading as fast as they can after the Venus man trap. They've gotten past the parking lots of the aquarium, and they're back into like a park kind of land, and they're what is this woman like? As they're heading down, they see this kind of like a large bramble. It looks like very large bush kind of stuff. As they get closer, they see that it's probably not a natural thing because it looks unnatural, but it's a bunch of bushes all kind of built up around each other, and kind of almost like it's like all the bushes in the park had kind of merged together into some kind of not tower, but like a mound kind of thing. Susannah sets the man Michael down next to a tree, and leaning up against a tree. He's still unconscious, and they're looking around. It looks they really don't want to do this, but they don't want to take him into this thing either. So they go. They set him down and look around, make sure he's going to be okay. They decide they're going to go into this. There's like an opening. As they go in, it's much bigger inside than it felt on the outside. And it's actually got like tunnels inside of it, all made out of bush and bramble and topiary hedges and shit. And they don't see it now, but there's heads, like there's an elephant head that's still kind of part of that bush that's kind of pushing out of one of the walls. There's a giraffe kind of thing. A bear maybe, that are all coming. They're all these animals that kind of come together to build this kind of large fort structure, and that was Susannah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're passing the turn over to Evangeline and Omen of Doom. Great. Evaluate. Recycle one gift, otherwise trash your bonus dice. Boo. Boo. Okay, so we're in this thing's lair. We need to find it. It's probably at the heart of it. Evaluate versus gift, trash the highest die. Sure. Possum King. There's other things that are living in here too. And it's not all hedges and bushes. It's also possums, nasty, large possums. The Evangeline goes to push something out of the way as they're working their way in deeper into this thing. As she goes to push, she feels fur, and she pulls her hand back just in time as these jaws come biting out of this largest opossum she's ever seen, and scary, ugly. And does it have like worm things growing out of its head? What the I think it's like a bunch of them with like this meaty tendril thing leading them. That's creepy. So they're like dire possums. Rage it. We can't rage it. We can't rage it. Mutate. Each assisting saint recycles 1 gift. Evaluate. For each die showing a 5, suffer 1 rage damage. Really? Oh gosh, we're gonna mine this, I guess. Oh man, soul's 4 dice. We're gonna soul it. She's got charm. Yeah. Or do I want to use conjure? All right, we're gonna boost with. No, wait. Hold up, I gotta rewind real quick. During support, I wanted to use this to heal 3 surge gifts, which is at least 2 cards healing. So that's good. She was low on cards. Okay. Do I? Yeah. I guess the net she would end up with the same amount of dice. So, boo. I'm trying to decide if. Alright, so I got a recycle gift, otherwise trash my bonus dice. Hold on, strike, no. Boo. Oh wait, here it is, this one. Symbol of threat using mind. Okay, shit, she's gonna use mind. Because this is gonna be pretty fantastic. So it's 3. And then she's going to use Mondrian Cell to boost. It has Conjure. She has Conjure too. So we're going to play 2. And then we're going to use this Enduring Fragment to assemble a first threat using Mind. Bury 1 gift to add 2 bonus dice. I will gladly bury or taser for 2 more bonus dice. I'm going to have to recycle one of these gifts. Otherwise I'll have to trash all these. But now I don't have to mutate. She can take care of this on her own. There's my 6s and 5s. Wunderbar. Several of these things come popping out of the. They're like living in the bush around them. A couple of them come out right in the area that she's at, and she, like thinking quickly, she pulls down some roots and knocks them together, and they start biting each other as they hurry on hurry in further into the bush. Into the bush. That goes into a special place called the Allegiance. We're going to see them later, I have a feeling. Good job, Evangeline. 1, 2, 3. There's a really good chance this is going to be... Yeah, I thought so. They hurry us past the possums. As they had the possums fighting each other, they're going to be even more pissed off. As they kind of rush in, at one point the tunnel gets kind of tight, and as Savannah's brushing past something, she hears it kind of crackle to life. And if she was able to take a step back, like us, to see, but it's a tiger head that's coming out of the hallway that they're kind of passing through the mouth that starts chomping down on her. She's gonna use buddy, and she's gonna use Halligan Bar to boost that body. Boost that body. She got strike. That's bonus die. And I think that's it. We should probably mutate though. 1. Oh, this thing's primitive. She'll roll 2. Gets rid of that stupid 1. 3. Discard 1 hack mind or tool gift. Okay, again, Again with this shit. I'll discard this. All right. She's going to be able to reroll 2 of these. That's not. Look at that. Crap. Look at that. All right. What's she going to draw? She's going to draw. No rage. Rage don't work here. Your rage does not matter here. Magic mason jar. Woohoo. Woohoo. She actually kind of needs it because she's low on cards. All right. She puts her hands out and she's like holding them from snapping on her, and she holds it for Evangeline to go by, and then she dives and lets go and is able to roll and get back up as it's the jaws snap behind them, effectively closing the pathway out. So hopefully nothing bad's happening to Michael, because they're not going to be able to get to him soon. Now she can recycle a card in order to... Oh no, she's got an omen. If it's a gift, we gotta... That's not a gift, that's a... Hello. They come out as they move. Just after that, the tiger closes behind them and closing off their escape route. They come out and it's almost like and then they're into the inner sanctum of this thing. They're in the center of it, and it's very warm in here. A very greenhouse kind of warm, and the thick with some kind of pungent kind of flowery scent and aroma, and it's so thick that it's almost like a thing. It's like a mist almost. And this thing has come. It's plugged itself into the interior of this thing. So it's now, the whole mound is her. It's like a kind of a queen part of this structure. And she turns its head and eyes at them, and it says, "You'll never," in a very wooden. I say wood because it's like when she speaks, it's like two branches rubbing on each other, and the crackle of small twigs breaking. And she says, I think how would this thing talk about mother? We've got many mothers among the Novum. Well, 2. Mother of death and the mother of life. Yeah. Welcome to Mother's Garden, it says. Welcome to Mother's Garden. You will be planted and seeded accordingly. Something along those lines. Something along the lines that you're there. This is a good place for. What's the shit? It's not composite. Compost. Ha. Yes. So welcome. You are nothing. No welcome. She's not even that nice. You are. That's all she'll say. You are nothing but compost. And then shit starts coming alive around them. All these animal shapes start bursting out at different places, all kind of around here, all spurred on by this Venus mantrap, this woman creature. So she's like closing in her inner sanctum on top of them. You are compost. There. Easy peasy. You think she'd be nice? Well, they're women, but they're people, and she's not. This thing is not people, so it doesn't really hold any kind of allegiance to humanity or give a shit. They had tea. It was great. Who is this again? This is Evangeline's gonna finish this up. Show her how you're not compost. Well, are we gonna soul this thing? Oh shit, man. Well, she can't really. She doesn't really have. Okay, what do we got here? This is. Okay, well, soul be. Well, actually, okay. I think. Wow. All right, we're gonna mutate. Let's mutate first. 10. All right, we gotta roll again. 1. Primitive. Right. Well, we already knew that, right? 3. Gotta discard that hack mind. Ooh, no. Okay. We'll discard the bone saw. She has a bone saw too. Okay. We're gonna, yeah, she's gonna use soul. And we mutated. Everything's cool. Mutate, reload. Evaluate. Cool. Got a couple things to pull out. When we evaluate, symbol using body. Nope. Okay. All right, we're rolling. Wow. Shit, really? We're only rolling those 4 dice. Maybe we shouldn't do soul. Maybe we should do mind. Is it going to come out to be the same though? Do we have a conjure? We do. Okay, you know what? We're using mind. 3 mind dice. We're going to boost mind with wishful thinking, which has conjure. She's got a 2 in conjure. So we get 2 bonus dice. So now we're looking at 6 dice. And she'll be able to reroll 3 of them thanks to Susannah. Yeah, no shit. I probably rolled 3 6s. Well, not right now. This would be a perfect time for me to boof a roll for the game. Anything else I can do here? A symbol versus a threat using mind. Bury 1 gift, add 2 body dice. Yes. Yeah. All right, we're gonna bury the extra shot. Get 2 bonus die, 2 body dice. Look at that. It's almost unfair. It's like unfair. Look. So close. You can't be here. You can't, where you are. They're gonna come back with fire. They're going to come in the morning. There will be men with fire. Evangeline's looked at this and thought that this has been a ramp up. This creature has been building up to this, and now has built this kind of like fort, and this fort or this safe haven lair in the middle of this park. And this wasn't probably here yesterday. It's probably been working towards it, and it's too feral to know any better. She doesn't feel like it has like too. It's smart enough, but it's not that smart. And but when she says fire, it pulls back. It knows fire. It's known fire for a long time. In fact, that's how man beat it way long time ago, was with fire. And Evangeline, she can sense Evangeline's words as being true. And so she pulls back. Evangeline says, "Look, I can help you. There are places nearby that you can go. We want her. We don't want her to go because she's going to prey on. We can't have her eating people." Evangeline just keeps talking. there are places you can go. There is so much, there's so much swamps and forests nearby. We can show you. And while she's saying that, she's moving up closer and closer, and she's got her arms wide, so she feels very safe, non-threatening. And as she's moving up and she's talking, this thing realizes that she's getting really close to the woman part of her, and she starts coming in, and that's when Evangeline reaches up and touches her face and uses the light to that shoots the light out of her hands to warm the face, and betting that she can accomplish what she's done a few times tonight. And sure enough, when she touches the woman's face, the eyes get big, and then suddenly it becomes big, and then she can Evangeline couldn't see that before, and she doesn't know if it's a trick of the light, but now all of a sudden she sees how the eyes are just leaves, and then little branches carved, and the cheeks are actually just woven twigs and branches, and the womanness kind of fades away to being just a facsimile, just like a carving almost feel to it, and the stuff that's reaching in comes to a halt, stops, and Evangeline can't help feeling a little claustrophobic all of a sudden, because now they know there's a difference between being inside something that is kind of living, and being inside something that's not so much living as it is, but is now very much static and stopped. And she can feel it as the light kind of dissipates around this figure that she's nullified the extra life and all of it. So they're just stuck in a big pile of bush debris and organic debris, literally compost, in a certain sense. So let's see, we didn't use the charm gift. Oh wait, this was a charm gift. I had to raise the cost of it by 2, which means discard. Basically, I had to sacrifice this card. Fine. She stops it. She gets out. It takes them a little while to get out underneath. Luckily, Michael is okay. They get him up and take the long walk. And by the time they get back, it's to Imogene's. It's almost dawn, but they don't run into any more of the living sculptures or anything like that. So the local park crew or whatever is very confused the next day of why there's this huge bundle mound of organic of bushes, and it looked like topiary hedges and all this shit kind of thrown together. Like, it wasn't like somebody cut them up and thrown them. There was like they kind of merged. So they'll have to figure that out. We don't have to figure that out, but that's the end of the Venus man trap. Without killing, they appeased Mother Gaia without taking the torch to it. Yeah, okay, so that's so we finished that. Awesome. We get fragments. The fragment for this mission is the reassembly. Petrified bones, like a dinosaur, right? The grifter said as he eyed your haymail arch. But they had been connected in this random way, like a leg bone was part of the spine, and it had wings stretched across what I'm sure was rib bones. And it was all connected by kudzu, and it was running with sap like blood. There was a sparrow in each of the eye sockets. I didn't see it because I drink. I drink because I saw it. Is this the man they met in the park? This is cool. Start in an Animus or Skinwalker mission. If it's an Animus or examine one. If it's an Animus or Skinwalker card, then heal one. If not, then recycle one card. Yeah, sure, that'd be helpful. Who wants that one? Let's give that to Evangeline. The other two is the cat door and the identity crisis. Is there a problem? You ask the TSA agent who glares at you over the top of your passport. Sergi Dusko? She asks, staring bullets through you. At that moment, you realize what you've done wrong. What you mixed up this morning in the rush to the airport. You're wearing the wrong face. Sacrifice. Confront the card instead. Okay. This one's examine 1, then they may shuffle that nexus. I'm going to do the cat door. Savannah's going to take the cat door. Because I can see where that would be useful, actually. Right on. So that was the first mission in the Book of Animus, which is Gaia's book. And yeah, that was awesome. Sorry it was a little rough in a couple places, but we'll get through it. I'll warm up. Thanks for joining me, McTeddy. Hammerman, if you're still around, heroic for sure. Everybody else who might be watching, Viva la Dungeon!